'cause you never know what tomorrow brings in this crazy life. Hey, this life, this life, this life.
What's going on, guys? It's Barba223 and we are back again with another video. Everybody, I took some time out to level up my Warden, and he's a beast. Yeah, we're ready to go. Let's do this. So, we're just going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it sweet. I'm going to show you the gear. I'm going to show you the skills. I'm going to show you the combos. I'm going to show you the way you survive. And it's really that simple. I'm just going to show you how the build functions. I tested a few different things, so I will show you a couple different options. So if you want to be more tanky, I'll give you a different option. If you want to be what I have set already, you can use that. So without any further ado, let's get into it. But right before we do, I just want to say I really appreciate you guys showing support of my channel and being around and giving me views and giving me likes and comments. I really appreciate that. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And again, without any further ado, let's get into it. So what we're going to start with is the character screen. So let's see it. Here's the character screen. Pretty cute. So let's look at it. I'll open this right here. So here's the character screen. We have 38k magic. We have 24k health. We also have 17k stam. We also have 2200 magic recovery, but it's actually like 2300. I'll tell you why when we get there. Spell damage, we are at 3700 before we get our back bar buff, so that pops up to about 4k ish. Very solid, very solid. So on top of that, we have 18% spell crit. That doesn't matter too much. We run Malakath. I'll show you an option without Malakath as well, just for Cyrodiil. Don't worry. Yeah. So spell resistance 16k unbuffed. Physical is 11k unbuffed. Here's the buff stats: 21.6 and 17.2. Honestly, I know it's not that high, guys, but I'm telling you, you're still tanky. You have 1200 health recovery. You have a lot of magic and stam recovery, meaning you are able to roll and you're able to heal. You don't run out of resources very often on the build. Trust me. You're going to be fine. Don't worry about that. It looks good here. So, let's get into the gear. So, on the front bar, we have the Crafty Alfiq Ice Staff. It's Crafty Alfiq. Yeah, in this update, in the new update, Flames of Ambition, max stats are awesome. They give probably a little bit more than procs give, even though procs are still really good, but Crafty Alfiq works in Cyrodiil. It works in BGs, it works in IC. It's going to work after the after the proc change in BGs. It's going to work in Cyrodiil forever. Don't worry about it. We have sharpened on the staff. This is probably best in slot. Nirnhoned is also good. We use a frost glyph because we're a warden. It's just cool. You can also use a shock glyph. You can also use poison glyph. You can use whatever you want. I like shock, or I like frost. It's just an opinion. So Reso staff again, Crafty Alfiq. Defending, I like it because we're not super tanky with the resistance, so it gives us more resistance on our back bar. Kind of makes up for it, you know. Let's move into the gear pieces. So for a head, we have infused. We have a triglyph. If you can get triglyph on the big pieces, it's ideal. You're going to get a little bit more out of your build. It's not that much of a difference. It's minuscule, but it helps. So the one piece gives 1400 armor. It's just helps your build sustain wise. It helps your tankiness. If we didn't have this, we'd have no armor at all. So I mean, you kind of need it. So we are running 6 light and 1 heavy in the head. I know it sounds crazy, but 6 light is good right now. Roll dodging reduction, break free reduction. It really helps. Trust me. So let's move down here. So we have Crafty Alfiq on the body, and then our other body piece is Amber Plasm. So as you guys know, Crafty Alfiq is magic, 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 and then magic again. So you get a bunch of magic. If you can, I'd probably go 3 well fitted, 4 impenetrable. If you can on the body, that's ideal. I just want you to know that my gear isn't perfect. I'm going to try to make it perfect. But right now, if you can, get 4 impen, 3 well fitted, or you can do whatever you want in terms of the traits, but I think well fitted is important. So try to have at least a couple pieces of that. So Amber Plasma's our other set. This one gives the 2 pieces 1,000 magic, the 3 pieces spell crit, 4 piece is spell damage, and the 5 piece is 263 recovery of every resource. So that is why you have insane recoveries. You have 1,000 plus on everything. It's so nice, especially in the way that roll dodging can be useful now for light armor. It just helps so much. It helps. I tested another set. This one's way tanky, way more nimble, and in terms of resources, a lot better. The other one's a little tankier. I'll tell you the backup. So we're using the same thing. Amber Plasma, I don't have purple jewelry because I didn't want to grind vet. And then we have Malakath. As you know, Malakath is OP. Don't stress it. If you don't want to play procs, I can tell you what to do here. So really all you would do is take off Malakath, add another Amber Plasm or a crafty Alphique jewelry piece, and then simply just wear a 1 piece for a shoulder for a monster helm. I'd go with another resistance piece. You can go with max magic. You can go with anything you want here. Just have 1 piece monster, and then replace the Malakath and fill in the gear as follows. That's all. Just fill it in and make sure you have 5 pieces of each, and just have a monster shoulder. Not too complicated. Yeah. Let's move on. That's the gear. I'll show you an alternative later. So let's move on to the gear, or the skills, So on the front bar, we have, don't get me wrong here guys, my skills aren't perfect, only because I just finished this character. I just finished this character, I practiced on the build, I've tested it, it's really good, even without all my skill points, so it's incredible, don't worry. So on the front bar, we have Crystallized Slab. You also could use, what's the other one? Whatever the other morph is. I can't remember the name of it. I'm sorry. But yeah, you could use the other morph if you want. The other one gives you major heroism, which is really good. Don't get me wrong. But in this update, yeah, I think this one's better. It's just my opinion. It is worth 37k from 3 projectiles. Basically, you're not going to get hit during the duration with projectiles. You're just not going to take any projectile damage. And each time you restore a projectile, which happens all the time, you restore 731. So, restore 731 magic, and you launch a bolt back at them. And it does a crap ton of damage. It does 7,200 damage. That is literally only 1,000 less than our spammable. I've hit people for 4k with this. Like, someone hit me with a bow light attack, bang, I hit over 4k. Like, it's that powerful. So, make sure you utilize this. I'm going to tell you why you need to utilize this along with annulment. I can explain it in a minute. But yeah, this is awesome. Make sure you use it. Make sure you use it. Make sure you use it. Spam it. Like, keep it up at all times. It's going to save your life. Trust me. Especially wearing light armor with lower resistances. This will make your tankiness way better. Let's move on. So Deep Fissure has a crazy tooltip. It does a bunch of damage. It's a delayed burst. It takes 3 seconds to pop. It does crazy AoE. It can nuke a whole entire group. And on top of it, you have no need to use Weakness of Elements for Destruction Staff because it applies Major Breach, reducing resistances by 6,000 for 6 seconds. This is going to be up at all times. You can do it on an entire group. This is one of the best skills in the entire game. Back in the day, this skill used to be even better. It used to stun on top of everything else that it did. So, it's not as good as it used to be, of course, but it's still incredible. It's one of the best skills in the game, period. It's awesome. I love it. It's never, always have this up. It's going to be so good. I'm going to show you a little combo you can do in a minute, but yeah. Next, we have Bird of Prey. Movement speed is king. Major Expedition. This skill, not only does it give you Minor Berserk, which is 5% extra damage, on top of it, it is going to make your survivability great. When you pair this with Crystallized Slab and Annulment, you can run away from people and they just can't kill you. It's impossible. They have to spam a gap closer, or if they spam snipe or any ranged ability, they can't hit you. So, run away, behind line of sight, anything. If you run away, use Crystallized Slab into Annulment, you're not going to die. It's really that simple. If you want to create distance, it gives you movement speed. You just run, and on top of it, it gives you damage. Great skill. Great skill. Has to be on the bar, in my opinion. So yeah. Next, we have annulment. So, this skill is a bit of a flex spot. It's a couple different things you could run. I've tested Healing Seed. Very good. It works. You could use this. I've also tested, where is it? This Crystal Shards. Good damage skill. Good CC. It's pretty good. It's not bad. I like it. So that's an option. Either morph. But lately I've been running annulment. Now the reason I'm running annulment is because before the update, even still, damage shields aren't incredible. They're not amazing. They are easily eaten up by procs, which is fine. If you're in Cyrodiil, even better. But the reason it can be good on a Warden, I think, and I've tested it myself and I think it's great, is because, so, when you have Crystallized Slab and you have this together, how it works is, if they're up at the same time, and you get hit with a projectile, it doesn't eat into your annulment. It'll hit your slab, and your slab will be absorbed. So, rather than, when this is up, it pretty much is a full damage shield against melee attacks. So that's why I think it's really good, like dots and melees. So if you get hit with a projectile, slab is going to be the thing that's absorbing it. But if you get hit with a melee or a dot or something of that sort, annulment is what's going to be absorbing it. So basically, annulment is going to be focused into one area of type of damage that you're taking, and then slab is going to be into another. So that's why I think annulment can be good here. It's going to, you can cover all bases of damage, which essentially makes your annulment stronger. Because if you have slab up, annulment's not going to be getting hit with projectiles, meaning it absorbs different things. So that's why I really like it. You can use either morph. I don't even have it morphed yet. I've just been testing it. I love it, but I'm going to keep using it. But you can use Magical Harness or the other version. It doesn't matter. They're both good. So, last skill. Screaming Cliff Racer. Cliff Racer. I can't even talk. I'm sorry. But the reason I use this, not only does it do more damage when you are further away, it applies off balance, and it gives you 2% extra damage done. If it's in here somewhere. There it is. 2% extra damage done for each ability slotted. So you get 2%. Now, the best part about this, in my opinion, is you can get essentially a 28-meter stun. Now, setting someone off balance is easy. You literally just hit them with it from more than 7 meters away. Now, the best part about it is if you hit someone, there's nothing here to hit. I honestly don't need anything to hit. So let's say you hit somebody with a Cliff Racer. Boom, I just hit someone with a Cliff Racer. It'll pop up on your screen and say, this enemy's off balance. If they literally are off balance for a long time. Let's see, 7 seconds. They're off balance for 7 seconds. So you have 7 seconds to just hit them with a heavy attack to stun them. So if you hit them with a Cliff Racer, boom, they're off balance. All you have to do is this. That's it. You hold the attack button down literally for more than a light attack. Like that's a light attack, right? Tiny bit extra, bang, they're stunned. It's a stun that's just built into your skill. Like you can control it. So if you, for example, I hit someone with this, right? I have a Subterranean. I hit them with a Cliff Racer. Boom, now they're off balance. I use another one. I still have it up. Boom, heavy attack. They're stunned into a Deep Fissure. All of it hits at once. You can literally control your burst. That's what I do. It's really, really good. Just practice with that. If you need more, I can show you. I'll show you gameplay at the end. So that's a way you can really, really utilize Cliff Racer and be very good. I'm hitting people for like 4 to 5k with this skill. So yeah, we'll move on to Northern Storm. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. I don't want to take this from me. Just take forever. I'm sorry. Northern Storm. So this does a crazy amount of damage. It swirls around you for 8 seconds. It reduces movement speed by 40%, so you are going to shackle them near you, and you can just destroy them with your skills, with Deep Fissure and Cliff Racer. And on top of that, it does crazy damage, and it gives you 15% extra magic. So you're going to hit like a truck. I think we get up to 41k magic in BGs with this when we use it. It's crazy. And on top of it, not only does it provide you with all of that, but it gives you and nearby allies that are in the area major protection during the duration, so you can use this defensively as well as offensively, and you will melt people. You will be unkillable. Maybe the best ultimate in the game. It's definitely up there with the best of the best. Love this skill. I think it's a must. The other version, Permafrost, I believe, is still good, but it doesn't hit nearly as hard, and you don't get max magic. So, yeah. So the back bar. Nice Fortress. This is a must. Don't use the other morph because this one gives you resistances, but it also gives you minor protection. So you give him 5% flat damage reduction at all times. That's going to be huge for you. Make sure you have that. This skill here, Living Trellis, is a must in my opinion. Not only does it heal every time you take damage, so it literally will heal you for more than rapid regen sometimes. Like these two together is like 2 rapid regens. Like they both, like this one's for 10 seconds, this one's for 5 seconds, so this is like a double duration rapid regen, literally. It's insane. It's so good, and you can heal teammates with it. Awesome skill, awesome skill, and on top of it, you can spam it. You can spam it for a hard-hitting heal too. Like look, this only does 7k, and it's very expensive, Arctic Blast, but this does 6k. It does 6k, and it's only 2300 magic compared to 3800 in Arctic Blast. So, awesome skill. It can be a burst heal, it's a dot heal at the same time. Great skill. Rapid regen. I don't know. I've tested without it. I think I need it. It's just so powerful. Once you pop this, you can go so offensive because you ain't going to die with it. Awesome skill. Arctic Blast. Burst heal. It's going to hit harder in PvP because your stats are higher, your health's higher, so because it heals off of your max health. So, not only does it heal you, it gives a little bit of a dot heal. Very nice as well. You have a lot of dot heals ticking with Arctic Blast, Rapid Regen, Living Trellis. You just have a lot of dots healing you. Awesome. And on top of it, it stuns for AoE too. So it ticks every second, and it will stun people if you get hit with 3 times, which is great. It's an AoE stun, it's a burst heal, it's a dot heal, and it does damage all in one. And that's the big thing that Warden has. They have access to so many different things. Like their skills are so loaded that it's just beautiful. Like they can just do everything with what they have. I love it. For like Deep Fissure having a breach, this having minor berserk, like it's just this having a stun in it. It's great. So last skill, Blue Betty, it's a must. Don't use Degeneration. This is way better because not only does it give you your sorcery buff, it's a cleanse. Every 5 seconds you get a cleanse. Feels like it cleanses more than that to me. I swear it cleanses more often than every 5 seconds. So good. And on top of that, it essentially gives you... I'm sorry, let me do the math real quick. My brain's not working. So it essentially gives you 200 extra recovery. I thought it was 200. My brain's not working today, guys. I'm sorry. It's easy math. I'm just dumb. So it gives you 200 extra recovery. So not only are we sitting at... Where am I here? 2200. Essentially, we're sitting at 2400 because Blue Betty gives us extra recovery. Great skill. So last, we have Enchanted Forest. Could use Healing Thicket. You also could use the Resto Vault. I like the Resto Vault too, but I think Enchanted Forest is better just because it's cheaper, and you seem kind of like unkillable when you use this. It's pretty good. And if you're under 50% health, it gives you 20 ultimate back, so that's like half the cost, or a quarter, fifth, whatever, of the cost right there back. It's about 45% of the cost back, or 25%, whatever it is. So, as you can see, my math is terrible right now. But, yeah, it's really good. I think it's a must. Either that or the healing alt, as in like the Resto alt. So want to use one of them. I think this skill is a must. This skill is a must. This skill is a must. You can flex this with a couple different things, but I think it's very good for your low resistance build. This is a must. I mean, you could use Force Pulse, but I think this is better just because of the stun. This is a must. And all these skills are a must as well. So I don't think there's much you can change with it. If you somehow want to fit Swarm on the bar on your offensive side and be a little bit more damagey, do that. I don't mind. It gives minor vulnerability, so you're going to get 5% more damage. Pretty good. So, yeah. That's the gear. It's not too complicated. Honestly, the combo's the same as I kind of showed you. You just use this. Use a Cliff Glacier. If you set them off balance, you can use another one of these. Get ready to stun them. Tiny heavy attack. You destroy them with a free subterranean, a deep fissure. I keep calling it subterranean. A free deep fissure. You'll destroy people. It's crazy. It's so good. Warden is just one of those classes where I play it and I'm thinking, compared to like my DK and my Templar, I'm like, this is easy mode. So it's really good. But I will show you, because we do not have a lot of resistance. Oh, but by the way, we are a high elf. I don't know if I mentioned that. I'm sorry if I didn't. We are a high elf, and we're also using the Atronach Mundus Stone. Another option you guys could do if you don't want to use the Atronach because you have so much recovery, you can either go max magic, you can go the lady for extra resistance to make up for what you're kind of missing. That'll be really good. You could also use spell damage. So I would go max magic, spell damage, or resistances, whatever you prefer. They're all good options. So just pick that. I have 14 points into health. I have 50 into magic. I like having like 24k health, especially with how the game is right now. People hit like trucks. So I want to make sure I have enough health to eat their burst. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have. It's not too complicated. If you want to, sorry, I forgot to tell you, Amber Plasm, if you don't want to use Amber Plasm, guys, you can take off Amber Plasm and run Impregnable. It's really the same thing. Just use Crafty and Impregnable, and everything else is the same. So you don't have to change much. You just replace Amber Plasm with Impregnable, and you're a bit more tanky, and then you don't have to, you can use all points into magic if you want to. But the only thing I found, you will have higher resistances. It's just you can go as many light and heavy as you want because Impregnable comes in everything. That's kind of the reason I say you can use Impregnable, especially because it'll be a very good set once proc sets are gone from everything. I mean, it's already a good set in Cyrodiil, but having crit resist is great now because people have to crit. They don't have a choice. They can't use Malakath. So it's going to be very good for that reason. You don't have to, but it's also another option. I noticed I was a little bit tankier, but my heals weren't as good, and I definitely noticed a difference in recovery and resource management. Noticed a difference in that for sure. So that's pretty much all I have, guys. Again, I showed you pretty much everything. I'm not going to go over CP because I'm a low CP. It's literally useless for me, guys. I'm still researching it myself. I still haven't decided what I want to use. So I don't want to give you false information about info I'm not sure about. So that's pretty much all I have, guys. I hope you have a good one. And as always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how the build works out for you. I think this is a solid one. I'll tell you, it hits like a truck. It melts people. It really does. I promise. I have a little clip for BGs at the end if you want to tune in and watch that. So that's it, guys. Have a good one and stay safe. And make sure you tune in for the next video. Thanks, guys.